Okay, so I'm going to take you quickly through the SPSS assignment. So the first thing I want to do is Control C, copy this, paste it into a Word document, and then I want to take us through how to do each of these steps. Okay, so you can leave the heading like you have it, and what I want to do is after each one, you're going to click a few times and then report underneath if you need to place any tables or show something underneath there. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is upload the enrollment data Excel dataset into SPSS. So let me go back to Chrome, and I can see that right here is my enrollment data. I'm going to open that, and here's what it looks like in Excel. Okay, because I have it already open, I'm going to close that. I'm going to close it over here. Okay, so what I do now is I want to open, what you would do is you would open that Excel spreadsheet and save it somewhere to your desktop or some folder that your folder for class, wherever you have it. And then you're going to open your SPSS program. I'm going to pause it because it takes a while. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go to File, Import Data, and I'm going to come across to Excel. I'm going to click here, and I am going to, I've already got it where I want it to be. You may have to make sure that the Excel is selected here because it's going to look for a .xls, .xlsx, or .xlsm. And so I'm going to click Enrollment Data and double click there or hit OK. And it brings this up and it says, read variable names from the first row of data. And if you look at the Excel spreadsheet up at the top, it has the first row are the variable names, and what it does is it slides everything into this uncounted row up here, and then it starts counting 1 for the first participant. So I say okay, and it says percentage of data values that determine, that's fine, that's fine. Ignore hidden rows and columns, that's all fine, we just say okay. And here we go. Now it comes to us in variable view. So these are all the names of the variables. The first one didn't get a name, so I would imagine that's ID number. Here's their birthday, enrollment date, etc. Now if I go to variable view, I can see that these values have no labels, all right? So we have gender, and if I double click in this number by the word gender, number 7, it'll take me to that column. And you can see I have zeros and ones. Well, let's go back to our directions, and it says label the gender variable 0 equals male and 1 equals female. So let me go back to SPSS, which is this little sigma down at the bottom, and click here, and I'm going to go back to variable view, and I said 0, well, let me do that again slower. So I'm here in gender. If I hover over the right hand side of this column, I get those buttons. I'm going to type in 0 equals male and 1 equals female. And I'm going to say OK. Now that one's labeled. If I click there, I can see it and check it. Let's go back to my directions. Now it says label the smoking variable. 1 is equal to non-smoker, 2 equals to sometimes smokes, and 3 equals to smoker. And if you get that a little bit off, but mostly right, that's fine, I don't care. So where's smoking? I'm going to come across, do the same thing, hover. 1 is equal to non-smoker. 2 is equal to sometimes smokes. And 3 is equal to smoker. And we're going to say okay. And then I go back to my directions, and it says calculate the mean and standard deviation for weight and height and create histograms for those variables. Okay, so I'm going to go analyze, descriptives, whoops, frequencies, and I want weight and height, or height and weight, either way, I don't care. I don't need any, no, I do need mean and standard deviation. What else did I ask for? Mean, standard deviation for weight and height, and create histograms. So mean, standard deviation, okay. Charts, histograms, don't put the normal curve on it. Say okay. Alright, so I don't need the frequency table because that's awfully long. Yikes, that's long. Let me show you a workaround. I'm going to X this out. It's going to say save contents of output. No, I don't want to. I want to do it over again. I'm going to go to this recall dialog, go to frequencies. Everything is here. I'm not going to change anything we've done, but see this display frequency tables? I've taken that away so I don't have to look at those. Alright, so this is all I want. I want the mean and standard deviation, there they are, and then the histogram. So if I hit this, and if I hit the control button, and hit that one, and hit that one, and then control C, and then I come into my Word document, click underneath number 3, because we didn't have to do anything for numbers 1 and 2, or show it that we did it, we just know that we did. Go Control V, and there we go. Okay, so the mean standard deviation for weight and height, and create histograms. Okay, there we are. Then I ask you to create a box plot of math by gender. So let's go back to our data set and let's use the other way. Last time we did a box plot, we did chart builder. Let's use legacy dialog and go to box plot. Simple, define. So I want, what was it? Math 1 by gender. So math 1 is my dependent variable, and then my row is gender. Check my options, it's all fine. Sorry, I did rows, I meant category axis. Okay. Alright, and we have a lot of decimal places here, but that's okay. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it, and here we go. So what did I do? Let me go back and show you again. Kind of went to graphs, legacy dialogs, box plot, simple, define. My dependent variable is math 1, and then the category axis. I said rows, but I meant to do category axis. Put it there, say okay, and then you get your box plot. And then the last one is to create a scatter plot of sleep time and study time. Okay, so we go back. We want graphs. We're going to go to legacy dialog, and we're going to go scatter dot, simple. It doesn't matter which one we put on the x-axis. Oh, but I see a problem. See, it says sleep time and study time are nominal variables, and that's a problem. So let's go to our data, and we're here in variable view, and we need to tell it that this is a scale variable and this is a scale variable. So sleep time and study time, these are numbers, so they came across in Excel. Sometimes they are mislabeled, so we have to do that. Now we can go back to graph, legacy dialog, scatter dot, simple scatter, define. Everything keeps popping up over there. Doesn't matter who's X and who's Y. We'll just do sleep time and study time, and we're going to say okay. And here is our scatter plot. Copy and paste. Alright, and that's how you do it. You would save this as, please save it as homework week 3 with your last name on it, and post it in Blackboard, and I will grade your assignment.